Do any of you have a favorite stuffed animal of yours? Maybe it's even one that you've had since you were a very young child. Well, to Jane Goodall, dubbed the woman who redefined a man, her pet stuffed chimp named Jubilee influenced her life much more than she could have ever expected. Jane Goodall is known worldwide as one of the most influential and inspirational primatologists who has dedicated more than 6 decades of her life to researching the primates that we have so much in common with. Not only did she dedicate her life to researching more about these primates, but also about how to better protect them as well as the environments that they thrive in. Her legacy began with her groundbreaking research on chimpanzees in Tanzania. When looking back in history, I'm sure it's a shock, as it was to me, to many of you, that we only found these common similarities that humans have with apes in the summer of 1960 when Jane Goodall began her research. She proved with this research that she cultivated that the chimps had social complex behaviors beyond our knowledge. In the 1960s, Jane, along with her mother, ventured to the jungles of Gombe, Tanzania, to better observe these chimps in their own habitats. Upon her arrival and first observations, she witnessed a family of chimps not only herding, but hunting and eating other animals, such as a bush pig and a red colobus monkey. Prior to this moment, it was a global perception that all apes and primates were solely vegetarian and lacked the discipline to properly hunt, such as humans. This discovery proved that not only were these primates not solely vegetarian, but they were omnivores, just like humans. Another revolutionary discovery was made as she observed these chimps in situations that were thought to be uniquely human traits. I'm sure we all know how we will have others braid our hair, do facials for us, what so not. But these monkeys seem to struggle with termites and insects in their coats, which made grooming a common habit to maintain hygiene. This was a worldwide shock to many people, as we found that these chimps were not only using tools to better groom their coats along with the coats in their community, but they were also making all these tools from hand, which had been previously only seen in the history of mankind. Jane's contributions to the world didn't just stop with these observations, though. As she adjusted her views to the habitats that they live in, she decided that efforts were needed to protect them. Have any of you had a moment in your life where it feels as if everything, including your goals, have shifted? Well, for Jane, this moment occurred just after returning from Tanzania to a conference in Chicago. At this conference in Chicago, the subjects quickly shifted from her being a scientist to a conservationist and an activist. After hearing of and seeing this large-scale deforestation, she became appalled by the impact of growing human populations on the wildlife community. She knew that something must be done in order to save these primates and the environments that they thrive in, so she quickly began to draw attention and support towards her institution called the Jane Goodall Institute. Within this institute, she organized a Roots and Shoots program, which focused on encouraging the younger population to be the change and participating in protective activities to better the world around them. Within these different programs, she focused on so many varying issues, such as the rapid deforestation of the environment around these communities, as well as the depletion of natural resources. Working tirelessly to not only take action towards establishing the degrading habitats in the community around her, she also inspired global action on environmental issues worldwide. And her efforts have never wavered since the beginning of her research. As of 22, she is still on the board of the Non-Human Rights Project. By founding and establishing the Jane Goodall Institute, she helped to expand the chimpanzee protection, environmental conservation, and education. When she shifted her life goals towards being a conservationist and activist, she was motivated by the atrocities facing chimps in the medical research field. Have any of you heard of Enos the chimp? Well, Enos was the first monkey to actually orbit the Earth. Trapped in a hot spaceship which had system failure, causing him to be shocked a multitude of times around his 2 orbits. Well, this is just one of the inhumane cruelties that these chimps were subject to for experimentation at the cost of their lives and the betterment of research. Jane was horrified by the atrocities that these chimps faced in these medical research facilities, and she made it her mission to not only reveal the truth of these horrible practices, but to put an end to their unethical behaviors and end the harm of animals in testing. Finding these procedures that these monkeys were put through as immoral and unacceptable, she made it her mission to improve the conditions for these chimps in medical research facilities. She personally founded and established several refuges for chimps, both free from these facilities as well as orphaned from the bushmeat trade. By choosing to take action towards the unjust actions that she witnessed, she saved countless lives as well as ending the normalcy of human cruelty towards these intelligent creatures. Best said by Jane, what you do makes a difference, and you can decide what kind of difference you want to make. I believe that we can all find something inspiring and something to learn when taking a closer look at Jane Goodall's life and all that she has accomplished. She has shown to each and every one of us that not only can you make a difference in the world for those around you, but that we all have a responsibility for the world around us and its inhabitants. Allow us to all be moved by her dedication to create a better world that even Jane would approve of. Thank you.